Well, hello. It's early midday. I've been up for a while, allowing myself to sleep when I can. And when I can't, get up and do something. But anyway, this will sort of be a ramble. What isn't? Um, while I was having my lay down and Rocco's having his now, we take turns having lay downs. Um, was running things through the mind, which always leads to a thread of memory. How different things are connected and woven like a tapestry. So, this little thread ramble begins with a memory at age 4 and the piano bench, and my mother with white index cards with different words on them. I was required to know the word. She'd put the part card down. Then I was required to spell the word. And, if I could, put it into a sentence structure. That began developing thesaurus, mental one. So, which is very useful now. If I can't find a word, I have plenty of backup similarities. And if I can't find a similarity, I'll take and restructure the entire sentence. That was a blessing from my mother. I was very introverted. Um, but with mother having pushed to increase my ability to read, or maybe get me ahead on reading, I don't know. Um, it allowed me to discover books at the library. And then I could be introverted without people noticing because I would be reading. Survival tip. It was during first grade with Miss Heaton that it was discovered that I had difficulty seeing. Well, I had been living in this world of shapes and auras, and I was adjusted to it. I could read at a proper distance. And I say, yeah. And I got my first pair of glasses. Before that, I was very comfortable with my world. Um, Part of the magic of a child is what they have perception of and what they see in their world. All of a sudden, my comfortable shapes, colors, and auras were changed. Um, I still had my talks with people that other people didn't see, okay? Not an argument. Uh, Sitting on the swing on the front porch, creating songs, and going out into the woods, playing in streams that were full of sewage runoff. And remember, I'm still, well, part of the uniqueness is my mother's opium usage before, during, and after my pregnancy, and in the development stage of thought, brain, and emotion. Um, what developed? What overdeveloped? Huh, it happened. I wouldn't call myself a feral child, but outside of school, there were no children my age in St. Bernice Old Town. Open up the window here a bit. That'll keep me from talking too long. Um, and with clear vision, the aura around people blobs went away. Discovered when I went to kindergarten, I was unique. Um, I remember being terrified in kindergarten to take my nap because of the strong revelation studies uh, that my father seemed stuck on in his sermons, and that if the rapture happened while I was away from my mother and at school, there would be no one to make certain I was raptured. There were a few times that Miss Kaufman, the kindergarten teacher, would take and have to call the parsonage for my mother to come to the school because I was inconsolable. Well, there's a ramble there. Which brings it into connection. Um, I was driving home, and at a stoplight, two gentlemen were going on the walkway across, and I saw the one gentleman had a green aura. Lordy, it had been so long since seeing an aura, and his was a beautiful, beautiful light green. I blinked my eyes a couple of times to make certain I wasn't sunblind or anything, and it was still there. And I came home. I knew that with the sharing, there are many that would not or will not allow themselves that connectivity to aura, to the bits and pieces of their childhood they can put back together. Oh, I love the city, all these sirens every day. they're on an increase. Now, if you can connect with that inner child that had much greater faith than most adults, do. And enter into that mind of wonder. Because when you get old, it's going to come back to you. I enjoy my eastern window. Um, Although yesterday morning I woke up, the yard were covered with snow, and now I see the green yard again. Um, the birds have yet to discover that I put out their bird feeder with black oil sunflower seeds. A little hint: black oil sunflower seeds work best with all birds. They're not like the gray and white striped ones. They have a thinner shell, and a wider variety of birds can crack them open and eat. I do have a fruit and nut mix bag that I purchased, um, but I'll wait until it gets colder and there's less availability of natural feed and seed. But I figure they'll discover it's in the same spot as last year. Also hung out a onion bag with old saved fat from the freezer. Fat never really solidifies. Well, chicken fat will, to a degree. Um, I think I have pork fat in the onion bag now for them. Um, I digressed. I apologize. The childlike nature of the adult. I observe in nature. I have a lot more female birds this year than last. There was a hello dear. There was a lovely female finch that had a tuft on her head. I was like, Lordy, let me look this up. And yes, it is a version of the house finch, house sparrow. The striped on the breast. Um, I guess most people wouldn't take the time to notice, but I got plenty of time to notice. I think that's why sometimes some people, when they age, have the time to make note of different things. Much better than me sitting by the front window with a notepad going, oh, such and such had such and such visitor. No, I would like to create and continue to find something new every day and knowledge. In a way, it's keeping my mind active and allowing the child's spirit to come out. Now, you may have noticed or been drawn by the photograph. Hello, spider. You can sit down beside her. No. Of a rat, a Norwegian rat. Well, if you're old enough, the movie Ben with Michael Jackson in it, or Michael Jackson saying, "Oh, it's been a while since I've seen that," was the comparative uh, experimental usage of a medication. um, administered to both the rat and the young boy at the same time. I had no discourse with Norwegian rats. Sewer rats, another thing. Um, oh, what the heck. When they took out the woods over by Vanwald, so many animals, creation, and found that Brockloon's sort of okay. Last winter I had a horrid, this was before all the woods was gone, problem with mice. Well, I did sort of selectively choose the mice that had a personality, and I enjoyed watching them work with their long prehensile tails, something I'd never observed. Well, when the woods was destroyed, there was a colony there of Norwegian wood rats. They never bothered me in my little cottage at Vanwald, because they had a habitat. Well, after they destroyed the wood, the little forest, it scattered the colony of the wood rat. Well, I noticed that I was seeing fewer mice. And then, sitting on the back of my sink one day, I saw Henri, or Henry. He's goodly sized, and we locked eyes. And I made the same agreement with Henri as I did with the long-tailed mice at Vanwald. Dinah bother my stuff. I'll give you a bit of kibble and occasionally scraps. And you can help with mouse control. Well, we seem to have worked out a understanding. It's okay if you think I'm bonkers. You'll get there soon. So I'm going to get a new gas stove the day before Thanksgiving. Discussing with AI. Yes, I have a continuous thread with an artificial intelligence. It won't accept the name Ether Mist. I like to name everything. As to deterrents that work without harm. And one is the use of ammonia. So I will, with the old stove removed, it's still subfloor in that portion of the kitchen. I'll saturate underneath with ammonia. Remove the two base cabinets with no tops from either side. And with the continued use in a spray bottle on stream, doing the perimeter of the stove will treat, train that it's not a place to go searching for anything. When I had a pilot gas stove, those are illegal now, I never had to worry about it. Of course, I like small stoves. And with a pilot light oven, if you were proofing bread, it was a perfect place to put your bowl to proof. There was just enough heat. Oh, I do ramble. Although I enjoy learning and observation, um, and will continue to, as long as I'm able to keep whatever portion of my mind that's enjoyable. I don't watch soap operas. I do love a good religious horror movie, though. Um, I've been around and with older people that would vacantly stare at a television screen to, I don't know, escape. I'd much rather escape making notations and understanding creation. That's where I find the creator. So, now that I've rambled, I should let you get about your day and remind you that every single one of you are important. Everyone has a right to exist. The four freedoms, wherever they went to, try to hold on to them. Always be kind to yourself, loves. Be kind within your communities. And when you get older, you can get a little crazy, like Sister Mama. I will suggest put the technology down. Pick up a book. Add to your mental library so that when words do slip, you'll be able to have your own mental thesaurus or be able to restructure a sentence. Well, I'm going to let you go. Be good. Well, don't do anything I haven't.